This newsletter deals with the topic of symptoms of firm failing, going broke. Oh, this topic is so near to my heart because every firm that I touch, when I get them, the symptoms are complex and aren't easy to identify. And when I get a firm, typically, my business has been, those been in business 5 years or more. They call me in to fine-tune their organization, get results. The fact is, in the 5 years, they've gone through a process of failure, quite frankly. Data suggests of 100 small firms that start in business, that 5 years later, only 5 are in business. Now, when I was in school, Virginia Tech and other universities, today, the data is still clear. 100 small firms that start. 5 years later, only 5 are standing. In school, my colleagues dealt with the 95 that went broke continually. I get this idea one day, you know, my research, if I studied 95 that went broke, I'm like the other guys. I know why they lost. These 5 were successful. No one has stated why these 5 were successful. I did. My study. And stayed that way. I wanted to specify specifically, scientifically, what explains why these 5 successes are there. And they're predictable. That being the case, the 5 firms we talk about, firms who made it through the pipeline, with the marketplace, willingness to buy and sell it, they did that, bought something in the marketplace. And all looked at going broke. All looked at failure right in the face. All of us looked at failure right in the face. All of us. 100%. These 5. Whew, they made it. They got the point. They trust cash and God in that order and nobody else. That's it. Having said that, they all looked failure right in the face. So I get them. They know what they looked at it. They don't make sure they don't get there again. What are the variables? What's at play when I'm looking at failure and don't know it? So I studied these 4 that were successful. And to answer their question, I had to find a checklist of things to look at, behaviors I saw inside the organization. These 5 firms, they can go back, they can fail again. They can fail right in the face again. What will prevent that? By knowing these variables. First of all, what are the signs, the symptoms of a failing firm? Why I say this could sneak up on you? Ego, pride, arrogance. Small business CEOs, easy, get out of balance. Ego, edging God out. Ego, pride, arrogance. We've all been there. I'm with you. I've been there too, been there. That being the case, this is you. This dynamic is you in the organization. This is your firm, your baby, if you will. That being the case, suppose you're going broke and don't know it. That's the key. Going broke and don't know it. These symptoms are dynamic. They're happening all around you. They're involved. You're full of stuff like I was at one time when I looked at going broke in '86. Going broke, dead right in the face, bankruptcy right in the face. '87, really, '87. They recovered, thank God, they recovered. What are the symptoms of a failing firm? 1, decreasing market share. The same amount of money I spend for market this year, I spend the same money and get less market than last year, decreasing market share. Followed by decreasing constant dollar sales. Same risk I took last year, take the same risk this year, I get less sales. Obvious, decreasing profitability is the next one. I'm making less money now for the risk I'm taking. We're calling risk now, organizations, 3 kinds of risk. The CEO risk, salary, retained earnings, opportunity cost. The CEO, retained earnings, and profit for the firm. I'm having decreasing firm's profitability. Next, organizational groupthink. That means that the boss says yes, and we're all north-south. There are no dissenting voices he listen to, or he or she will listen to. He says, we do it this way because he's the boss. Because I'm boss, I get to do it this way. Wrong. It's called groupthink, organizational groupthink. Next is heavy, short-term borrowing. Just rolling notes. Borrow money, roll notes. Pay off the principal, roll notes. Not pay off the interest and roll the note. Pay your interest, roll the note. Called heavy, short-term borrowing. Not good. Next, improper financial leveraging. One thing the Academy teaches is cash flow management. Do you realize universities, colleges, business schools, other than the Academy, no one teaches the most important topic. Cash flow management is it. We teach this here. Cash flow management and financial leveraging, very important. The next topic is, again, lack of cash flow planning. Next, I find this a lot. A disjointed executive team. That is, nobody holds anybody accountable. The big buddies and friends and pals, and there's no one to hold each other accountable from a point of what's good for the firm. It's disjointed. We call it sub-optimization. Big word. Simply means this, that my goal is more important than the goal of the firm. Department head, my department's goals are more important than the goals of the firm. We sabotage the firm. Called disjointed executive team. We see it all the time. Next, ego-driven, autocratic CEO. Ego-driven, autocratic CEO. I have been there. Every CEO I know has been there. Autocratic, ego-driven CEO. Next, organizational apathy. Nobody cares. Oh, it's not my job, not my job, not my firm, not my money. I'll just do it, let's do it. All right, apathy, nobody cares. Then, no CEO succession plan. He doesn't plan to die. Doesn't plan to become disabled. Doesn't plan to become injured. No succession plan for the organization. And lastly, there is no internal accountability. Nobody holds CEO's feet to the fire. That being the case, the combination of these variables, some vary in dynamic, in length, in strength, by the way, but they all are present. I'll say this: these are 9 variables here. I learned this. If any 5 are present, we got a problem. Any 5 are present, we got a problem. Any 5, we got a problem. Look at my firm may be failing, and I don't know it. They be in the case. I need to look at the Academy as a tool, the vehicle to solve my problem. But the main thing today is, have you come to grips with, I'm looking failure right in the face. Simply here. It's just a matter of time. God bless.